Hi, I'm Pastor John Meador at Cross City Church in Euless, Texas. And just a few months ago, I returned from a trip with the Bucket Ministry to Nairobi, Kenya. It's really a life-changing trip, a trip that I anticipated for quite some time, and a trip that I had a lot of questions about how can the Bucket Ministry really allow us to have feet on the ground in mission ministry in far away and needy places, and the Bucket Ministry delivered. This trip was filled with preparation before we left. In fact, it's some of the most thorough preparation I've ever been on a mission trip previous to leaving. And then once we got to Nairobi, everything was taken care of in a great fashion that led us to the largest slum in Nairobi, Kenya. It was a slum that had already had some ministry going on with the Bucket Ministry, and we got to see how that works point by point by point. And one of the greatest things about Kibera, which is the name of the slum, is how they offer clean water for the inhabitants. And those inhabitants will come and hear a spiel, a pitch about the filter system. And after they hear about the filter system, they'll hear how it can be made available to them. They're given a gospel presentation, which they have an opportunity to respond to Christ then and there, or to simply consider that very thorough gospel presentation and hear more about it on the follow-up visits. Then they're given the filters, and teams of pastors like myself and like our church members go out into the village areas and visit with them in their homes, where we teach them how to use the filters. We also teach them how to take next steps with Christ. In all, most of these homes have about 4 visits. They hear the gospel, they are able to be followed up, they talk about baptism, what it means to be involved in a church. It is as thorough as I can imagine it being. And not only were we in that large slum, we were also given an opportunity to go to a place called Athi River, which we've adopted as our church, and we've committed hundreds of thousands of dollars over the next few years so that we can make all the inhabitants of Athi River have the same water filtering system, have the same opportunity to hear and respond to the gospel, and be able to come to Christ and build the church there. If you're a pastor, if you're a church leader, I urge you to consider the Bucket Ministry as a major focus in your church, getting the gospel to the uttermost part of the world. We will never regret doing what we did in Athi River, and never regret the focus that we have for the days ahead.